So good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever place you're watching this video, from wherever time you're watching this video. It's yet another beautiful moment. We are here with another video. This is actually a continuation of what we had in our previous video. Thank you for showing me support. Thank you for showing me love. And I've heard some of my supporters complaining that I speak too much in English. So actually, my idea of doing vlogs in English was because of my target audience. I'm expecting this to be an international channel, and I know English is the most spoken language, so that is why I chose to be speaking in English, but I'll consider those who want me to present my content in Kiswahili. So here we did a video the previous time. I showed you how you are cleaning the home. Here we are with another different video. Now here we are about to attend to the garden. As you can see, I'm surrounded with a very beautiful view. The ambience is so amazing. I'm in the garden. This is my grandmother's garden, and I'm going to the garden to weed. Okay, it's not like I'm going to do much, but yeah, I'm going to show you. I've just woken up. You can see I have my sandals on. I'll take them off at some point. Yeah, so this is my grandmother's garden. We are plowing, but normally what happens in some homes that has so many people, we do normally have what we call division of labor. We would have some other people doing this at this particular time, and then the other group of people doing a different thing. So in case of a home that has many people, women and girl child normally takes care of the cleanliness. We can have someone sweeping the home, we can have someone fetching water, we can have another person maybe cleaning the dishes, and then the rest, especially men, they will have to go first to the garden, and then the rest will follow later after they are done with the assigned responsibility. So here I am, I'm weeding, and when it comes to weeding, you can see I'm using a hoe, or we call it jembe in Kiswahili. So jembes comes in different sizes depending on what is supposed to be done on the garden. We have plowing, we have weeding. So when it comes to weeding, normally it depends with the nature of the plantation. So what I'm using is not the smallest hoe. Actually, this is a smaller one that we use when weeding beans and groundnuts. But because, as you can see around me here, there's some distance between the plants, so the most suitable or the best hoe to use is this middle size. My grandmother is somewhere up there. She's using a different type of hoe, or rather a different size of hoe. That is because the place she's plowing, or rather the place she's weeding, the plants there are so spacious, so you will not need a quite smaller jembe. So here we are weeding, and as we are carrying on with this content, I want to give you a story. Actually, I'm not that person who enjoys a lot in the garden. You know, when I was growing up, like I told you before, I've told you that so many times, and I'll keep telling you so many times because it's one thing that I'm proud of. I was brought up by my grandmother, so that goes without saying. I was the smallest baby in the home until my cousins came. And because I was the smallest baby in the home, or rather the acting last born of the home, I would be entrusted with the different responsibilities, or rather different duties, like cleaning the compound, washing dishes, and the rest would go to the garden. So actually, me and garden, no, we aren't friends. We are not friends. Me and garden, mi sikuwa naenda shamba walai. Chani siwadanganyi. Me would be left home, cleaning the home, making tea for those who had gone to the garden. But I know the basics. It's not that I can't do it. I can do it quite well, but I didn't grow up so much into it. But I know what to do, at what time, and with what intentions. So here I am. You see, I even knew the right type of jembe that I needed to use. So I'm trying to put aside the weeds, or rather the unwanted plants that are in between the crop. So yeah, in the village, most of the people just try to attend to their gardens and harvest what they can harvest that needs to sustain them for the rest of the season. Like from my grandmother's place, we do have 2 plowing seasons. The other season starts from around March to July. So when you put up your maize around March, it will take about 4 months, and then the other season starts from September, or rather from August to December. So harvesting seasons, or rather harvesting times, are normally between July and August. Then early September we start plowing again, preparing for the other season. So yeah, here we are. I'm trying to attend to the garden, and I can tell you I did quite so well. I took quite some time here. Yeah, you can see. Can you see the place I've worked? This is a good size. My grandmother is somewhere up there. She's also plowing. So like I told you before, I found this content so interesting. I know most of the people normally they're interested with the current trends, what's going on, what's coming up, what are people talking about, what are people speculating. But for me, I maybe thought this was going to be a different category of content that maybe some other people may find interesting, especially if you're brought up in the city, you grew up in the city, you married in the city, you had children in the city. I know some of us do not know even how it goes around in the village. So for those type of people, I think this is very nice content for you. So that was my grandmother. This is my brother taking my video. Guys, my grandmother is very strong. Oh, I remember, guys, I said in the other video that my grandmother is born 94. No, I did not mean 94. My grandmother is born 1940. That means she is 83 years old strong. You can see. Now, do you see what I was telling you? The size of the hoe that my grandmother is using. It's because of the nature of the plantation, or rather the nature of the garden. There are very few things here. Actually, I think she's plowing. She's not weeding anything. That means she needs a bit bigger hoe to use. But for my case, I was weeding. Now, I'm done with weeding, or rather I'm done with plowing. There are things that happens in the garden, and for us, we do believe that when you go to the garden, you have to do any other thing that you need to do there, even for the rest of the day, so that you get done with it for once and for all. So as you can see here, I'm here with an orange basin. Can you guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick some vegetables. These are the vegetables that we're going to use in the evening, not even during lunchtime. This is in the evening, because here in the village we don't do 3 meals. We do some very good breakfast at some later hours, at around maybe 11 p.m. ama hapo saa 6 unakunywa uji na viazi, uji na mihogo, unashiba. Of course kuna zile zinaachwa kwa sufuria, ukisikia njaa hapa around saa 10 unarudi unachukua tena. And then the next meal that you're supposed to meet is at around 12 p.m. or rather 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. So here I am. I'm trying to pick some vegetables so that when I get out of this garden, I'll be done with the garden. Any garden role, I'll be done with it. So I was supposed to attend to the garden. I was supposed to weed the maize. I was supposed to pick the veggies. And I'm supposed to pick some sweet potatoes that we're going to use for breakfast come lunch. So here I am. Wenye wanajua hizi zinaitwa terere. I don't know how we call them in English, but kwa Kiswahili zinaitwa terere. Sasa kwa siku ya leo, I had mixed some terere mixed with kunde. So what I'm picking here is terere. You can see those are cassava leaves. Those are cassava leaves. These are maize. The flowered one are beans. They are beans. And I tell you, they are at a very critical time when they are flowering, because when you walk so much in between, you take off the flowers, but then the flowers are what are supposed to bring forth what? The flowers are what are supposed to bring forth the beans. So at this time, my grandma never wants anyone who is not careful in the garden, because she will say, will take off all the leaves of the beans, and then she will have nothing to collect at the end of the season. So here I am. Of course, this is not a vegetable plantation, but there are some vegetables that grows in between other things like the maize and the beans, especially the kunde na terere huwa zinamea katikati za mimea zingine. So I'm walking as I'm going to find them, because they are not in the same place. So I'm walking all over the garden so that I can collect enough I can collect enough that is enough for everyone in the home. Of course, we'll cook it alongside some other thing like omena or samaki, but mimi ukinipea chakula bila mboga, hiyo sijashiba. Hata unipatie kuku, hata unipatie nyama, I must eat it alongside some greens or rather some veggies. Yeah. So guys, if you're a city person, if you're all your life you've lived it in the city, all your life revolves around the city, get to enjoy a glimpse of what happens in the village through watching this video. And please, if you're watching this video, I beg you, just purpose to subscribe. I mean, support me, be part of my content creation journey, be part of my success, so that when one day nikisema hey, hii safari ni Mungu, I want to include you in my success and in my journey, okay? So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Support a girl who is trying to find her way through internet growth. Yeah, should I say that? Something like that. So yes, we are almost done with picking the veggies. We don't need much. Normally, I don't like eating greens that are overstayed a night. So I just need enough to take us through today's night. So we are done with picking up the fruits. What I'm about to do here, I'm supposed to take off some sweet potatoes. So what you're seeing here is a sweet potato plantation. And before, okay, sweet potatoes are stages. During the first stages, you just pick them up with some sharp hook. I don't know what to call them, but it reaches a point that it's like you've taken out everything, and what is left, you cannot even tell where I'm supposed to pick it from. So what we do, we plow it out. So before we plow it out, of course, we will need these are the, should I call them seedlings? I don't know the better way to call them. You have to take some out so that when you have dug the whole place, you will have to replant it again. So that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to take out some sweet potato seedlings. And you can see behind me, right behind me, we have we've dug a better part. All that place was occupied with the sweet potatoes. So what we'll do, maybe in the afternoon, we'll try to replant it again. So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to take off some, because if you don't take it out, you'll have to go from home to home asking people to help you with the seedlings. So that is what I'm doing here. I don't know, do you find this video interesting? I know it's interesting. It's very interesting, unless when you're grown up in the home and you are familiar with everything and you can predict what I'm about to do and what I'm about to say. But if this is new to you, this might be so interesting. You can see those are some pieces of sweet potatoes. Have you seen that? Here I am. I'm trying to dig it. And again, like I was telling you before, do you see the size of this hole now? Unaona size ya hii jembe? It's bigger than the ones we've used before. It's because of the nature of the activity, should I say that. Like this place we are literally digging, and you have to take away the weeds that are underneath. So you have to dig so deep and you have to be so thorough. That is why we need this big jembe. We do not need the smaller one anymore, because when you're using the smaller one, the place seems to be so okay because we had dug it before, taken off the weeds from the underground. So we are just plowing the upper part. But in this case, you have to go so deep. You have to go so deep. So we are almost coming to an end of this video. This should be episode 2 of our daily village routine vlog. The other episode was about cleaning the home, and what we have right over here was attending to the garden. So like I told you before, you come to the garden when it's plowing season, you plow. When it's weeding season, like right about now, it's a weeding season. You attend to the garden. If there's any other thing you need to do in the garden, you just do it at that time so that you get done with it for once and for all. So yeah, we started with weeding. We picked up some vegetables, and here we are. Tunatoa viazi ya kwenda, and I can tell you it's about 10. We have not taken breakfast, and I don't know what happens when I'm in the city as early as 8 a.m. Like most of the times I taken my breakfast, but in the village you don't even feel hungry, because you come across so many things that are edible. We have the fruits, we have the guavas, we have the mangoes. We have a very big mango tree in our homes. So it just seated, and then one or two falls from the tree. So it's not like I've not eaten anything. I've eaten some things. I've eaten some around 2 pieces of banana. I've eaten some pieces of mangoes. That's one. And I've eaten some guavas. I've eaten some avocados. So it's not like I'm angry, but that's how we do it here. We don't really depend on cooked food. I think that the first time you're going to have a cooked food will be about 12. Will be about noon. That is when we will be done with the garden work, done with washing the utensils. We've not washed the utensils. That is upcoming in the next video. I'm going to bring at you how we go about, should I say, cleaning the utensils and generally cooking, how we lit fire in the home, how we wash our dishes, how we brush our sufurias. It's going to be another interesting one. I thought the first one is interesting, but I tell you the third video is going to be very interesting. So once you see an update that I've dropped another video, run there. Run as far as your legs and your eyes and fingers can take you. It's going to be a nice one, I tell you. So here we are. We are trying to find some sweet potato, and like I told you before, very few are left. Very few are left because we had taken the better part of them during the first times of harvesting the sweet potato. So when we are harvesting the sweet potato for the first time, we do not use a djembe. We just use some type of hook. You can always tell, of course, we always have the root. And when a sweet potato is ready for harvest, you will always see a crack on top of that soil. So when you see that crack, you'll always tell that there are very high chances that we have a sweet potato that is ripe, or rather that is ready for harvesting in this place. So you just use that hook, you dig it on soil, and then if there's a sweet potato, it will you'll feel how it hits the sweet potato. Of course, it will hit differently from how it hits the ground, and then you pull it up. But it reaches a point that we have exploited all the chances of telling that we have a sweet potato here and we have a sweet potato there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So at this point, this is the time actually I'm talking about. So you'll have to use the djembe to dig out the all root. Yeah, you bring out the all root, then there are chances you'll not even find a piece in a root that has so many branches underneath, but you'll always find one in the next. That is another one. Can you see that? That's another one. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for showing love. I know someday we will grow, we'll have some tremendous growth, but it's a humble beginning. It's a good start. For those who have with me since day one of my content creation, I appreciate you a lot. Asanteni sana kwa kunisupport, muendelee kunisupport. Najua siku moja tutafika na tutasema umbali huu ni Ebenezer, and I want you to be part of my testimony. So please subscribe. If you're watching this video right now, please just subscribe. Like, do you have any reason not to subscribe? No. Subscribing is free. Subscribe, like. You can press on the notification bell so that anytime I bring up a new video, you'll always be notified. Okay? Yeah, so we're about 2 minutes to get done. That was a good video. Our upcoming video is going to come through in a few. I promise I'm not going to take forever to post videos here. I'll be posting about 2 videos in a week. So always stay tuned. Always come back to check if we have something new. Okay, guys? Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. I'm very energetic. Can you see? I never used to do much while growing up in the garden, but at least I know how it is done. Hii siku nilifanya kazi wase. I did a lot during this day because I have about 6 videos that I did in one single day. That day I was up and down just to bring these interesting videos unto you. So the only way you can appreciate me is by subscribing to my channel. Tell your friends there's a very interesting YouTube channel here. Come, tell them to come and support me. Tell them to come and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes. Nilikuwa nimechoka. You can see I was very tired. But you have to pick enough that's enough for the whole village, because the funny thing with the village, food is always for everyone, even for passers-by, even for visitors who have just come asking for water, you know. So you have to pick enough. You don't have to to cook about 4 or 5 pieces. That sufuria have to be full. Thanks guys for watching. Always come back to watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye bye.